Hi Pratik, thank you so much for joining us today. First of all, congratulations on scoring 99.96 percentile in CAT 2020.
Thank you so much.
So, how do you feel about it?
I think it's great. Uh, I'm still coming to terms about it, and it feels good to score such a great percentile actually.
Right. So, can you tell us a little bit about your preparation journey?
So I started in around March last year,
Okay.
and so that I knew because since I work in a full-time role, I knew that it would be difficult to give a lot of time on a regular basis. So
Right.
starting earlier was the key. So I started around March, which gave me a nice 8 to 9 months to prepare well. And so every day, I used to have my office every day until 6:30, sometimes even 7 because of this COVID situation, lockdown, working from home and all those stuff.
Right.
So, but even then, I made sure that every day after work, I try to give at least 1 to 1.5 hours every day
Okay.
to prepare to solve problems and all that stuff. And also, I think the lockdown situation really helped the preparation because if you are in office, there is also the additional time of traveling and all
Right.
those stuff. So being at home, I was able to just log out of work and then quickly turn my attention towards my CAT preparation.
Right. So, how did Krakow mock tests and sectional tests help you during your preparation?
So I think around June, somewhere around mid-June, when I was comfortable about my study a bit,
Okay.
I thought of giving some mock tests, and I had no idea until then about uh, which all websites provide the mock test.
Okay.
So I simply did a Google search, and Cracky was the first name that came up, and
Right.
it also had a free box. So I just decided to go with it for the first time. And when I gave the, once I finished the mock and I had the results, I think I was pretty impressed by the, amount of statistics and the information that it provided about all my strengths as well as my weaknesses. And then later when I gave the actual mocks, not the free ones, then there were also the, the video solutions for DILR and the quant
Quant. Right.
section. So I think the video sections is the thing that I liked the most, I think, and then that helped me a lot because sometimes when they give when there are text solutions, it is sometimes difficult to grasp how the solution went from one step to the other. But if you have someone explaining it in a video, it becomes easier to follow.
Right. So, how did you stay motivated during this whole journey? What kept you going?
Uh, I think I used to read a lot of stuff online on Quora and Facebook and some of my batchmates and seniors, and I used to see some great percentiles scored by say by them 99 and more above 99.5 and stuff.
Right.
So I used to think if they can do it, why can't I do it? After all, we were from the same batch. They were my classmates until 2 years ago. So if they can do it, definitely I can also do it. And given the right amount of preparation and with so many tips and suggestions available
Right.
all around, uh, I think motivation was very easy to get.
Great. So, can you tell us how many mocks did you give and how many hours did you spend on analyzing each mock?
I think I would have lost the count, but I think more than 40 mocks. Starting June, every week on every Sunday, I used to give one mock, and then in the 2 weeks before the final CAT examination, I used to give one mock every morning.
Okay.
And once I finished the mock examination for the analysis, I used to spend a good, I think, 1 or 1.5 hours trying to see which questions I did correctly, which questions I did incorrectly, and how I spent my time across everything. And I think the main goal for analyzing was I should not spend more time on the questions that I leave or that I solve incorrectly. So earlier it used to be a considerable fraction of time,
Right.
but then as I analyzed and as I came to terms with the topics that I am good at and the topics that I devote more time to, I tried to ignore those questions in the first solving, and I think that helped a lot.
Right. So, what was your weakest section and how did you go about it? What was the strategy in that section?
I think that's a little funny story. So before lockdown happened, I was in Bangalore working,
Okay.
and so because of the lockdown, when I came home, I did not bring all of my books. I forgot
Right.
my VRC there because I did not expect the lockdown to go for so long. And because of the under preparation, I think VARC was my weakest section.
Right.
Until August or September, I had no study done of VARC.
Okay.
And then once the lockdown rules eased a bit, I got my book. So I devoted a lot of time to it, reading the passages, mostly the RC passages, very carefully. And even then, earlier, what I used to do was I used to read the passage very quickly and then go towards solving the questions, finding the key words. But then I used to struggle there because all the options would look the same in the first reading. So I changed the strategy a bit, and what I decided was I need to read the passage very carefully,
Okay.
grasp the keywords, but also gain the idea around that keyword. And then now when I was reading the question, I knew I could eliminate sometimes two, sometimes even three options. I could eliminate very easily, and that helped a lot.
Right. Can you tell us about your strategy? What strategy you followed in each section?
Yeah, so one thing I knew, VARC was my weakest section. So I trained myself enough that I should not, hamper my confidence because of what happens in the VARC section.
Right.
It might go well, it might be difficult, but that should not affect the other two sections because those were really the strong sections that I was good at. And another thing was there was this good thing was the surprise element about the number of questions. So I was in the morning slot and I had no idea about the number of questions. So I went in with a blank mind. I had no fixed target that I have to solve 15 questions or 18 questions or 20 questions. So my plan was go in there, see the questions. If it is a very easy one, just solve it. If it is the difficult one, leave it and solve the other ones. And then if a lot of questions are difficult, that means it is going to be difficult for everyone. So no
Right.
need of panicking and just guessing the answers. If it is difficult, it will be difficult for everyone. I just have to do my best. And if it is a easy section, it is going to be easy for everyone. So I just have to try to solve as many questions as possible.
Great. So can you tell us what was that one most important thing that actually helped you improve your scores in any section?
I think in VARC only because the other two sections I was constantly getting good scores.
Okay.
But in VARC, as I said earlier, I was not able to eliminate the options very easily.
Okay.
So what I tried doing was read the passage very carefully. Even if it's slow, even if I devote one more minute in reading the passage, but try to understand it, how the flow of the passage is, what are the key words and where the questions can be formed. So once I did that and then went to the questions, I knew where the question exactly is from, and I used to be able to eliminate two or three options there and then just arrive on the final question. So reading the question carefully was the key.
Brilliant. So can you tell us some tips for the future CAT aspirants?
I think aspirants should not flow with the lot of advice available online. There are a lot of people claiming, okay, I was with 85 percentile earlier, I used to be at 80 percentile, and then I struggled and I gained there. So don't think too much about it. Just start studying, give your first mock, you will realize what your level is. If you are already at the 99 level, you don't have to work on all those aspects that the other students have worked. You have to focus on your study, find out your weaknesses, and try to work on that and achieve a great score.
Great. So thank you so much, Pratik. Thank you for joining us today and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.